David Gridley, welcome to Pop Alternative. Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? I mean, like the show is coming out like so soon.
Insane, insane. It's T minus 7 hours, or no, the 25th, so a couple days, but like the premiere is
The
coming
premieres
up. Yeah,
tonight, yeah, absolutely.
yep.
Thank you for taking some time. Okay, so here's the thing. I find it very interesting because anytime someone is involved with something that is a revival, a reboot, a spin-off, a continuation, I feel like they are in a unique like casting situation because there's familiar territory and unfamiliar territory at the same time. Did it feel
Yeah.
like that with Scrubs where you know what's going on, but at the same time you have no idea what's going on?
Exactly. You nailed it. Exactly. That's exactly what it feels like. And like, it has this legacy and this like culture impact, back when the first go of it. So the intimidation of that is heavy. But I think we were so welcomed into the family. Zach, Donald, Sarah, like they embraced us and then just welcomed us in. And also like all the directors, everybody came back from the original one. So like the quality control, like the tonality, you could just trust that you were in good hands, the whole time. So it was a great experience.
Dude, that's like a perfect segue to my next question. It's almost like you knew
Oh.
what I was going to ask. You're a pro.
What?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because, and I'm curious because, like, with this revival, there's the
Yeah.
opportunity, like, everyone's like, oh, wow, like, the original cast is back. And there's, like, some announcements that some recurring guests are going to come back, like, characters that people love. But now there's also the opportunity for, like, new people that maybe didn't watch Scrubs, right? To get introduced to the franchise. How important was that narrative with the cast and crew about getting, like, the new fans, but also get, like, the old fans, but also getting new fans as well?
Well, I think what they did was brilliant. And I think, and a lot of revivals have a hard time doing this, is like staying true to the original core, the heart, what made it so iconic.
Yeah.
And I think the writers, Zach, I mean, everybody was so honed in on making it for the fans that really our characters coming in have been just a great support to them, but they really haven't, like, it is about our core characters, and like we just kind of enhance this new phase of life that they're in and bring out different characteristics of them. I think they definitely played to the fans, I think, for this, which I think is so smart, especially with reboots, revivals. So
Absolutely. And it's interesting too to kind of add to what you just said as well. Every kind of episode is going to have, a focus on certain things. Some are going to be more nostalgic than others as well. Can you take me through that process of like you get these scripts, right? And depending on the show, you get a lot of them at once. Maybe you get some like a week or two before shooting. Like it really depends on the project. But like, what's it like when you finally get there? And like you're in the Scrubs and like you see everything come to life because you can imagine it as much as you can. And I guess with Scrubs, you
yeah,
can picture it a little bit because you have like original source material like the old show.
yeah,
But it's like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
it like getting there when it actually
It
starts
makes it
sinking in?
Yeah, it makes it, and I was I've told people like I didn't really. It was a pinch me moment all the way up until probably the fourth episode of just like, oh my gosh, I'm in this show. This is happening. Like being a fly on the wall ever since the start. Like the table read was crazy, seeing all the characters come together, all the execs and stuff. There's cameras everywhere, so it's just it's very intimidating. You're like, man, this is massive. Then you get on the sets and you're seeing all these, it's made exactly like the previous sets, so it's your mind's just blowing seeing these characters come alive in front of you and then performing with them and acting with them. So it did definitely take take some time to be like, oh my gosh, like this is happening, and that was what was so cool about being with the other interns. Like we had such a great group and we could all kind of like process that together and have a really tight knit family in that way.
Absolutely. It's really interesting because I look at shows in the medical field similar to how I look at horror movies right now. And I'll explain the similarity because you're gonna be like, what? But like there's a similar. So
Yeah.
that's content that's always been around, right? Like horror movies have always been around. There's been medical dramas, medical comedies, right? We grew up with them, but there seems
Yep.
to be like a big kind of like resurgence and popularity of shows in the medical genre right now, in the comedy and in the drama, right? With like like the Scrubs revivals coming out. We have St. Dennis Medical, but we also have The Pit and Good
Yeah.
Doctor. Like what's that like being part of that at a time where there's a lot going on in that kind of genres, so to speak. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's super exciting. And I mean, I think with like what you're saying with horror too, like each genre does this kind of surge, this ebb and flow of really cool. And like to be on that wave of that coming back, I feel very fortunate, very blessed to be a part of a show, especially Scrubs, man. Like
Mhm.
the comedy of it, the edginess, the fantasy, like all the components of it, I love so much. So,
Mhm.
and as an actor in it too, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like you have the medical shows where you're in a box, like you know what's gonna happen. With this show, it's just like 1 minute you're doing something, then this fantasy comes out of nowhere. You're dressed up different, all sorts of things are happening. So like it's such an adventure to shoot, and being a part of it's amazing.
But dude, it's so crazy how impactful and important shows like Scrubs are, and like that just stay with you forever, rent free. Like this is a deep cut, but like I remember like really knowing about a cappella groups because of Scrubs. You know what I mean? Because there's like that.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
There's like,
dude. Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, and like the impact that's been really cool too, is just the impact telling people I'm a part of it. And like even going around with Zach and Sarah, it's like we were out, some guy came up, he was like, oh my gosh, like, I named my kid after you. And I'm like, dude, like
yeah.
it's intense. It's like, man, you just forget. And worldwide as well. It's like
Mhm.
all over. People just their love for Scrubs is so cool. And just and to have it be led by, those three, their love for each other
Mhm.
has just it just coats the entire production, and it creates this awesome atmosphere to where everybody feels comfortable, everybody feels like a family, and you actually love each other. So like what you're creating has this genuine heart that I think really plays well.
It's crazy too because like I feel like Scrubs too was part of that kind of like that ringtone era too of everyone had the I'm no Superman.
Yeah. The music's so good. Yeah, and it's
Abs-
coming back. Yeah, man.
Oh no, it's
I
super
agree.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
how does okay? So I guess like you do a lot of prep. So I feel like when you get there, it is what it is. Like when you read the scripts, but like, does like the character like change? Like you read this character, right? This doctor you're
Right.
playing, and then you get there. Like, does he read like it is when you get there and like interacting with all the characters? Like, what's that like for you? Is it a bit different once you go to camera? I'm just wondering.
Yes. Specifically for this, like you get the audition scenes, you have this idea of who he is and like what it's going to be like. You get on set, or you get the next episode, you get the draft. Like drafts change like this too. So it's like you're kind of discovering the character as the show's going on. And thankfully, Asim Banch, like calling her, you can call her up anytime, our showrunner, and is so generous with all the info. But it is very much like you're saying, like you don't have all the puzzle pieces at the top. So like as it's going on, you're like discovering all these different sides, and so that is definitely an adventure.
Can you
you
can
know.
you speak a little bit about the pace of filming Scrubs? Is there an overall consistent pace of the episodes week to week, or some episodes feel slower than others? Like, what about the pace of filming this revival?
I want to say, because it's networking and because it's a 21 minute, like we usually get like a 36-page script that's crammed into 21 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's like high octane, like you're moving quick. Like if anything's, you got to pick and choose what time you're eating into. Like everything's usually paced up. So in the editing room, I think they're always just shoo, 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 cutting it up. But I mean, the tone, they all know it so well, and it's like putting on a shoe they've worn. Like everybody just locks into this pacing. So like for all of us interns kind of getting into it, everybody was so helpful and generous with like, yeah, you're gonna want to speed up here. Like we're gonna need to lock this in. Like that's not gonna work. And Zach's brain is just brilliant. Like he directed the pilot, but his hands are just in everything. Like it's like a madman just going around just operating, but it's brilliant. Yeah.
Was there a character that made people break more than others in regard, like an actor that made
Yeah.
people break more, whether it was cast or whether it was crew? Like I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah. Yeah.
like, man, like I
Yeah.
feel like me, if I'm ever like directing or producing something and I'm in kind
Yeah.
of video village, like
You get it. Yeah.
man, I'm gonna lose it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think on the days I would the most is Vanessa Bayer with Sibby.
Mhm.
Dude, she is so funny. She is so funny. Like, and with just her mannerisms, you'll see. It's she's so endearing and just an awesome person as well. But like, just ridiculous. And also, like, because the interns, we all got so tight by the end, whenever we were all in a scene together, it was just the inside jokes and everything. It got really tough to lock it in and do it. But I mean, everybody, Zach, Sarah, Donald's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
just he's his energy. Like if there's a lull on set, that man's just, whoa, come on, like he's jumping around, like getting
Yeah.
everybody fired up. But it's yeah, such a fun time.
Well, dude, it's so funny because I don't know if it because like Donald has such an all these like this cast that you're working with, like you even mentioned Vanessa, like they have such an amazing body of work. You know what I mean? So
Oh
like bringing up like one of their projects is kind of like there's so many to bring up, but Donald like he's got a lot of projects, but like
oh,
he like I don't know if it's ever gotten brought up to you, but like Can't Hardly Wait. Do you remember that movie? Or like
I
know
never
about
saw
that
that.
movie?
No.
Yeah, it's like a
No, I
house
didn't.
party movie in like the 90s. They
Yeah.
graduate like and they have a house party and
Yeah.
he has a role where he's like in the band that's playing the party. And
Oh
like, dude,
yeah.
it's like
I need to see
it's
it.
so quotable. And I love that. Like, I love that about content, I think TV and film, where
Yeah.
like certain things like are more like kind of in people's minds than others. You know what I mean? Like if I probably
Yes.
told him
Yes.
this, he'd probably be like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 It's icons, man.
Yeah,
Just
no,
legend.
it's so good.
Yeah.
And then I kind of wanted to also ask as well, like, you know, conversations are going to happen on productions like before you go to camera and after you go to camera too, right? Like, you know, waiting for the next kind of block of filming and everything. When do
Right.
you like having those conversations with like directors, writers, and showrunners? Like, do you like having those like while you're kind of rock and rolling, or do you like having those a lot before like you actually go to camera?
I kind of at any moment. It's nice to get it, before we're on, like in rehearsal, like asking questions. But then I will go like on the day, maybe before we start, and just get some clarity on some stuff, or just after work, like calling up a scene and getting some clarity. A lot of the times, once the script comes out, like our final draft, then I'll do some sleuthing and figure out, what's what. But everybody's so generous and open. It's anytime you have a question, it's like, yeah, you can figure it out. So
Absolutely. I'm wondering what it's like, and this is a general question in general of all the projects you've done. Maybe you can answer,
yeah,
so scribes are going to be different. But when you wrap a project, right,
yeah,
that like kind of moment, it's a very kind of bittersweet moment in a lot of ways because you're done filming, that part of the journey's done, right? But then it
yeah.
kind of could lead to more journeys and you get back to it, right? Like you film this show, you're back with the cast of the premieres and stuff. But like, what is that overall kind of mindset when you wrap a project? Does it change, or is it
Yeah.
kind of like it probably depends if it's like a heavy drama. It's kind of like I need a break, but like, is it really like on to the next? I'm ready to go. Like, put me in, coach type thing, or does it depend on the project?
It depends on the project. I mean, you get it too. Like there's definitely like a depression, I feel like, that at least I feel after
Yeah.
every project, where it's like, oh my gosh, because the grind is so real. It's like you're employed, you're unemployed, you don't know, there's no certainty, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And that, I mean, I think for this one specifically, like this one ending just hit so deep because it's been such an awesome experience. Like, and you're on sets, like when you're on a set and like there's a bad egg, or it feels like that the energy's off, it's just
Mhm.
not fun. But this one had such good camaraderie and such good vibes that it's just like you realize that you had landed in the lottery. So like this one, rapping like hurts bad, but just hoping, and praying that we can come back, because it's just been a dream.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I've talked to a lot of actors about this too. Doesn't it sometimes feel like when you work on a project, it's like a summer camp where you're working with these
A summer
people?
camp.
It's summer camp. You're
Exactly.
working with the same people. You have breakfast with the same people. You hang
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean, and everything. And then it's like, okay, I'm not like, there's a
Then
chance you
what-
might
yeah.
not even see any like these people ever again, right? Like,
Tragic. It's tragic. And what was so cool is like it was Vancouver. So like we're all from all over the place. So like you have no choice but to hang out with these people. Not that we wouldn't have, but like we don't have other friends to distract us. So it's
correct.
like all the time just getting real. So we all got super tight. And it's like, and it plays. I mean, Zach also, like, he'd have these dinners every Saturday where we'd all get together, and like that camaraderie we built and like that rapport, it just plays on film as well. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, this one, I hope it keeps running, because it is a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my last question is going to be kind of a continuation to one of my first questions about that kind of nostalgia component of it.
Yeah.
Can you speak to the kind of mindset and conversations with, Zach or Donald about that aspect of it? Because we're seeing a lot of announcements that, characters from the original are coming back for this
Right.
one and everything. Like, I know obviously it's kind of like the revival, you're focusing on the now, you know what I mean? But there's always gonna be the nostalgia. But like, what is that? Does it feel like a push, like a tug of war a bit with the kind of like being too nostalgic and like, you know what I mean? Like, do you talk to Zach about stuff like that? I'm curious about that.
Are you saying as far as like tone of like
Yes,
what
absolutely.
the show is?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I think from myself, I haven't really discussed it with them, but the brilliance of the writers and Zach and the tonality is, and then watching it really has captured nostalgia with where are at now. It's
Yep.
like they know those characters so well that they can sit into them at this age that they are now, and it just there's new dynamics, there's new drama, new comedy that comes from it. So naturally there's going to be this nostalgia, and in the fantasies, like it still has these components that definitely feel familiar, and which is so important while bringing in these classic characters that just enhance it. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you can see it when you're reading it and you're watching it. So I
No,
think
it's important, and it's the same thing whenever there's something that's adapted from a video game or a book
yeah,
to a TV show, and I feel like it's the same with this, even though it's a new kind of reimagining or reboot of a TV show. This is the Scrubs revival. It's not the
yep,
original Scrubs TV show. You know what I mean? So it's
I,
gonna be different,
yeah,
like regardless. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's kind of an interesting thing. Like, I feel like we cover a lot of things that go from like book to TV and film, and it's like this kind of push and pull of like, but it's not the book, it's
Not the
the
book. Yeah.
series. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 And that's a
Um,
great way to look at it. Yeah, I think that's a healthy way to approach it and come into, viewing it for
yeah, and I
sure.
can't wait for people to see Scrubs. I'm so
Yeah, man.
happy for you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you,
And
dude. Thank you.
David, so great chatting with you. Thanks so much for your
Yeah,
time.
you too, man. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you.
All right, so yeah, people are gonna be able to see the show pretty soon, which is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Coming out 2 days or one day tomorrow,
I know.
Wednesday.
It's coming out soon,
Wednesday.
which is crazy. And then I wanted to kind of ask you as well, your social media is for people to keep update with everything. Is it just Instagram?
Just Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at it. I'm trying to get better at it. So yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
Instagram.
Because I feel like when a new show comes out, it's like now the BTS is allowed to come out, right?
Right.
So
Right. It's massive. Yeah. Yeah. And we had somebody on set doing it. So I think that'll come out maybe through TikTok and stuff.
absolutely.
But yeah.
Well, this has been
Yeah.
Pop Turn. youtube.com/Pop Turn for previous episodes. Till next time, it's David Gridley and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.